This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Cowabunga, dudes and dudettes. This is Anthony, aka Batbomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective Spider-Man. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is in your standard 112 box, with the Spider-Man logo at the center, done in a cobweb pattern. Turning the box around, we can see multiple images of the figure showcasing his multiple interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Spider-Man out of the box. And man, yet another very cool figure from Mezco. I absolutely love this piece. And in full disclosure, I'm not a giant Spider-Man fan, but what Mezco has done with this piece is fantastic. The really amazing quality in the soft goods and all those cool accessories like all the web effect pieces that we get are fantastic. This is one excellent Spider-Man figure and I cannot wait to check them out with you guys. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So the web slinger does come with a good amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with 2 interchangeable head sculpts, 8 interchangeable hands, and 5 web effect pieces. And lastly, he also comes with a circular base stand with the Spider-Man logo printed atop. He also comes with a clear articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with the clip. He also comes with an extra clip with a magnet attached to it. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Spider-Man. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the Mezco Spider-Man. Now I have been waiting for this figure for quite some time. I just now recently got him in, but I am really stoked that he's finally a part of the collection. Now in full disclosure, I'm not a giant Spider-Man fan, so I might not be as nitpicky as like real hardcore Spider-Man fans will be and whatnot. But just going by what I do know and what the aesthetics are of this figure, I think he looks great. This is Mezco's take on just their classic Spider-Man, that classic Spidey look, you know, with, nothing crazy, nothing new, just straight up, blue and red with the cobwebs and whatnot, very standard, very, comic book accurate for the most part, with just their own little twist on it. I think the heads look great. So we do get multiple heads. We got this one right here with the more big bug eye, the more McFarlane look. He's the one that made those big eyes famous. You got the Spider-Man logo printed on right there. That looks great. All the cobwebbing looks fantastic. I love the material used for the bodysuit. It does not really hinder articulation whatsoever. It actually works out very well. And for a Spider-Man figure, articulation is very important. The boots look really nice. I love that. Even that the bottom, all that's sculpted in there almost looks like running shoes. And it makes sense to him to have more shoes like this with, crazy traction and whatnot. I think it works out really great. All the cobwebbing on the boots are actually sculpted, not just painted on. Same thing with the hands. All that sculpted cobwebbing all over the fingers looks great. Really, really cool. Same thing with the head. All the cobwebbing up there is all sculpted and painted. It looks great. And I love the fact that you kind of see, like, in the eyes right there, that is actually a clear piece of plastic over the white eye in there. So it actually looks more like an actual lens. And you can kind of see, like, the shadows under there. But that looks great. I love that. So let's look at some of the accessories here. So we do get your stand that I always say, again, the best stands in this scale, with that classic logo that goes like on the back of his suit, which is really cool. It is different from the one used on the actual figure. I will note that. This is more old school comic book. This is more like Mezco's take on that actual logo. I actually kind of like this one better, to be honest with you. But we do get interchangeable heads, so you can take this one off. And you can put on this one right here. That one has the more squinted eyes, more like the old school Spider-Man look. I actually I'm a little bit more of a fan, honestly, of the more squinted eye look. I just think it looks a little more aggressive. That's just my personal opinion. But again, I do love the look of the bug-eyed McFarlane look a lot more, or excuse me, just as equally, I should say. I think it looks very, very cool. I love how they did that. Again, same thing with those lenses on this too. That clear plastic lens over the white looks really good. We get interchangeable hands, so you see I have a more open palm hand for like wall crawling. These are a more gummier plastic. You see the fingers. Then we got the web shooting hand that looks great. We get, holding web swinging hands like that. Those are pretty good. We get some fisted hands, all with that nice sculpting of the web cobwebbing all over. We do get a ton of other stuff. We get this clip right here. This is for holding the figure up against metal. It does have a little magnet embedded right there. So you can just wrap this around his waist like so, or however you like, and then put it on any type of metal surface, and it'll look like he's wall crawling on whatever you have. Again, something like maybe your refrigerator if you really wanted to do that. We get multiple types of web effects. We get this one right here. This is a longer one like that. You can use this because this one does have a bendable wire in it, so you can pose it around, and you can wrap it around your figures, and you can have him web swinging with this kind of stuff, maybe wrap it around something and have him holding on to it and things like that. So that works out pretty cool. We get these two straight web shooting effects like so in different lengths. Those work pretty nice. We get this one right here with a little webbing at the tip. I think it looks pretty cool. Very nice length on that. All of these have really good paint apps. We also do get this right here. This is actually my favorite one with the spreading webbing like that. And I don't know if you can see, but the paint apps on this looks really good because it's this nice pearlescent white, which makes it look a little more organic. Not just really flat paint, but it's a nice pearlescent. I don't know how good that's coming up on camera, but in person, it's really impressive, and I do like that a lot. So how these actually go on, you take like the web shooting hand like so, and you will see there's a little slit right in there. So what you do, you take this little hoop, and you're gonna put that on like so, and it kind of rests in there. Then all you do is plug it in like that, and boom, there you go, instant web effect. I think that looks great, and all those fit in the exact same way. That's very, very cool. I actually pose my other figures with web effects as much as I possibly can because I think that looks great. What's Spider-Man without some web effects? So let's take a look at articulation now. So quite a bit, again, I think articulation is important for any Spider-Man figure. So the head and the neck are on ball joints, so that rolls around like so. Does turn left and right, looks up very far, which is pretty good. Wish it went up a little more, but that's pretty good still. Can look down about that much. Bobble side to side, anything you really need to do. Arms can go up all the way that far, down like that, up and out that far. We don't get a butterfly joint. I kind of wish we got a butterfly joint just for a little more articulation, but that's not bad at all. It does rotate at the bicep. We got double jointed elbows that work very, very well. We got rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist. We get a double ball peg in the midsection, so that rolls around very, very well. Lots of good motion in there. Does turn left and right, crunches forward that much, back about that far, pivots side to side. We got hip joints that kick forward and up very, very far, back about that much. Can do the splits very nicely, rotate on that ball peg in that upper thigh. We got double jointed knees, no rotation at the boot, just kind of a little bit, but you can tell it's not really supposed to be articulation. Ankle joint allows it to point the toe up and down, rotate very nice, and a slight ankle rocker. And again, that's something I've complained about with all Mezco figures. That is one area that they need to fix, is their ankle pivot. They need some more motion in the articulation there for all their figures. So come on, Mezco, you're doing such a great job. Let's just fix those ankles. So overall, I think this is a fantastic Spider-Man figure. Now, I know there are all kinds of Spider-Man figures out there for people, to look into and whatnot, and this is a more pricier line. But for me, I think this is perfect. This is, to me, the perfect rendition of a Spider-Man figure with the soft goods, the articulation, all the interchangeable parts and accessories. I think he is fantastic, and I think he is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Mezco comparison, here he is standing next to the Mezco 112 Collective Ultimate Spider-Man. Also for comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Venom and Revoltech Spider-Man figures. And just for fun, Here he is standing next to a little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the Mezco 112 Collective Spider-Man. Now overall, me not really being a big Spider-Man fan, I am definitely impressed with what Mezco has done here. I absolutely love this Spider-Man figure. He is just fantastic. The soft goods not hindering the articulation, and the actual impressive articulation for the most part with this type of figure is incredibly cool. The fact that we get interchangeable heads, all those interchangeable hands, and those awesome web effect piece is insanely cool, and I am so proud to add him to the collection. And if you're on Facebook, head over to my group, the Mezco 112 Collective Collectors, for all kinds of Mezco goodness. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.